What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Lion, and ladies, today I want to talk to you about how to become more approachable and how to attract more men. So the other day I was at the gym. I was sitting on the bench in between my sets, and where I was sitting was kind of right in front of the dumbbell, the free weight rack. And as I'm sitting there in between my sets, this girl walks right by me, right? And I've seen her plenty of times at the gym before. She's a personal trainer at that gym, but we've never actually spoken or anything like that. So as she's walking by me, she doesn't slow down, she doesn't stop, she doesn't even turn her entire body. She kind of just like looks at me, points at me, and she just says something. And I didn't hear her the first time because I had my headphones on. So as I'm taking them off, I look at her, I'm like, what are you saying? And she says 20 or 25. That's all she said. And it even took me like a second to understand what she was talking about. And I just said 25. And as I'm saying that, before I even finished saying 25, she basically turned her head back and just continued walking. No thank yous, no, you know what I mean? Like no explanations, no nothing. Just continues walking. And she grabs the 25-pound dumbbells and she sits down a few benches, beside me, and she does her exercise. And I'm doing my set now, and I'm just thinking, right, what just happened, right? I'm just curious what's going on right now. And as she finishes, she gets up, she gives me like this half smile, she looks at me and she goes, thank you, great suggestion. And I say something like, I don't know, anytime, something like that. And that was it. Like for the rest of the day, we haven't spoken again. I was kind of doing my stuff and she was doing her stuff, and that was it. The next day at the gym, however, the next time I see her at the gym, which was like within the same week, right? Because she works there and she's there all the time. So I see her again. And at that point, since I felt like we were already on talking terms, right? Because we kind of like broke the ice in that sense. I, looked at her, we made eye contact, I kind of smiled at her, and then I just approached her and I, started a conversation. I said, hey, what are you doing today? And she said, oh, I'm doing legs. And I said, oh, me too. And we maybe even shared some of the exercise that we were doing that day. And then obviously asked her like, what's her name and how long has she been working in the gym? And basically we were having this, 10-minute conversation at the gym, and that conversation gave me plenty of opportunities, right, to like ask for a phone number or ask her on a date, or maybe like see whether or not this relationship can grow beyond the gym and potentially see her outside of the gym and see if there could be a friendship and eventually maybe a relationship there. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this entire story, right, the reason why this approach is so genius is for three main reasons. All right, so the first reason why this approach is completely genius is because it creates a little bit of mystery. You see, as she asked me that first question the first time we spoke, I was sitting there thinking. I was just wondering, right? Beyond the fact that, maybe I found her attractive or I didn't, it's completely irrelevant. I'm just sitting there and I'm just curious. As a human being, it sparks up my curiosity. I want to know, does she say that to everyone, or is there a romantic interest there? I'm really curious to find out. And that just makes me think about her more, which, want it or not, right, increases my level of attraction towards her just because I am thinking about her, because it spiked up my curiosity and it created a little bit of that mystery. Now, the second reason why this approach works so well and is completely genius is because it respects the dating dynamic. You see, notice how she didn't just come up to me and say, hey, I think that you're cute. Or maybe even directly just asked me out on a date or told me that she, liked me or I was her gym crush or anything like that, right? Because if she would have done that, it could potentially really ruin that feminine, masculine dating dynamic. It would potentially put me as a man in a position where I would just sit back now. And let me know in the comments if this ever happened to you. That I would just sit back now and allow her to chase me now, allow her to really pursue me, because I feel like I was robbed of the opportunity to prove myself to her, right? I normally would have to put in a lot of effort over time in order to see that the girl was interested in me or get that sort of energy from her, where she was already ready to kind of go to the next level with me. But since you already told me that you liked me, that you wanted to be with me, that you wanted to build a relationship with me, that you wanted to date me, I feel like I have nothing to do at this point, and I will just allow you to chase me and allow you to pursue me. Ladies, let me know in the comments if this ever happened to you. All she did was just ask me a very innocent, random question that was aligned with the environment that we were in. She did not really pursue me, but she did, right, take off that fear of rejection and allowed me as a man to now pursue her if I was interested. Now, the third reason why this approach is absolutely amazing is because it leaves no room for rejection. She cannot get rejected because she did not really pursue me. Again, all she did was open up the conversation, and I could have just replied whatever I replied, and that would have been it. And let's say if I wasn't interested and I didn't want to continue the conversation, it could have just ended right there, and it would not have been awkward if we seen each other at the gym going forward. This approach is really great for people who maybe are a little bit more shy or a little bit more reserved. Notice how what she said to me really took her like a split second to say, and that was it. She allowed me afterwards to really capitalize on the fact that we broke the ice at that point, right? And she took off and plucked that fear of rejection from me, right? But she allowed me to really capitalize and put on and make that next step. So let me know in the comments below, have you ever tried that approach? Do you want to try that approach? If you have any other ideas that you want to share on how to use that approach in different environments and different scenarios, don't be shy, leave it in the comments. Make sure that you watch this video because it was recommended to you by YouTube, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.